What did she say happened? What is she asking for? And we're actually going to start at the bottom. Okay? We're going to Pulp Fiction this shit because this is the protective order, the request for the protective order. We're going to skip the top because that's where all the good stuff is. What is she asking for? The request for the protective order. Applicant is a protected person. A protected person is adept. Okay, we're intentionally starting at point number 7, not at point number 1. What is he prohibited? What are they requesting he be prohibited from doing? Respondent is XQC. Anytime you see respondent, that means XQC. Prohibiting XQC from committing family violence. Family violence. Emphasis on family violence. As described in the above section of 71.004, preventing XQC from doing any act other than a defensive measure to protect himself that is intended to result in physical harm, bodily injury, assault, or SA of the protected person. Now, don't get too crazy up in this language because this is kind of standard language, guys. Just bear with me. When we get to what he did, you will see everything will make sense, okay? Prohibiting respondent, XQC, from doing any other than a defensive measure to protect himself that is a threat reasonably places adept in fear of imminent physical harm, bodily injury, assault, or SA. Prohibiting respondent from communicating directly with her in a threatening or harassing manner. So now he cannot talk to her in a threatening or harassing manner. Now, prevent XQC from communicating a threat through any person to her. As in me, as in juicers, I've been telling you guys, stop threatening her, stop writing mean things in her comments, stop doing all that stuff, because all that is going to be used is to jam him up. It's going to be used against him. I promise you. It's going to happen. Finding good cause, prohibiting XQC from communicating in any manner with adept except through respondent's attorney or a person appointed by the court. So now it's official that he cannot talk to her at all. She cannot talk to him at all. It goes both ways. All right. So it has to go through the lawyer. Now, who wins in this case? The lawyer wins. This actually happened to me. She just wouldn't talk to me. It's like, got to go through my lawyer. And all this does is drag out the case, and the lawyer fees rack up because two people can't communicate. Because if one communicates with the other, they're going to insinuate that they threatened him. Preventing XQC from engaging in conduct directly, specifically towards adept, including following her that is reasonably likely to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or embarrass. I hate embarrass. I hate that this word is in all court docs because it's so subjective. Annoy is so subjective. I hate those words. Now, prohibiting XQC from going near or within 300 feet of any location where adept is known by respondent to be, and from remaining within 350 feet after respondent becomes aware of the protected person's presence. So this is what kind of happened to Tory Lanez, where he goes to the concert, and next thing you know, Megan Thee Stallion is there. He was supposed to leave, but he performed. This is a clear-cut example of why he's like, I have to get out of Texas. He has to move far away. If I'm him, I might move to Alaska or something. Way out the way. This way, there's no confusion. All right. Prohibiting respondent from going near the residences or places of employment or business of adept. Applicant requests the court to specifically prohibit XQC from going to or near and specifically require XQC to maintain, I'm guessing, his distance. You see, it's a typo. This is what happens when you cut and paste. It happens. Now, prohibiting respondent from transferring, encumbering, or otherwise disposing of any property mutually owned or leased by the parties, except when in the ordinary course of business. And this is what I wrote. Do they own any other properties, other cars, expensive items? I really do not know. All right. But this happens. Now she got to disarm him. We have to disarm XQC because he's a threat. Prohibiting XQC from possessing a firearm or ammunition, unless XQC is a peace officer, which he is not, which they define. So he can't have any firearms or ammunition. Uh, this is disarming him. Okay. This is saying, hey, he could, if he has a firearm, he may destroy me. But then again, most of this is standard language. Now, all of this language, it could be removed. It doesn't all have to be in here, but it's here. Her lawyer has to protect, her, and they have to go to the extreme. They can't just be like, well, we don't think he's violent. Let's take it out. It don't matter. It's in there. Okay. Now, this is the good one. Prohibiting XQC from interfering with Adept's use of any residence of the applicant, including but not limited to disconnecting utilities or telephone services or causing such services to be disconnected. Hey, keep all the utilities on at our places of residence, which they're going to say is the house. All right. Now, suspending his right to carry a handgun, which I don't think he carries one, his body, his choice. All right. This is the good one. Granting applicant, which is adept, exclusive, which is all solely kind of like the BMW and Tesla, possession of the party's residence and ordering XQC to vacate the residence. Get out of the house you bought. Get out the house you bought. But I bought the house. I own it. Don't care. Get the fuck out. You're going to have to get out because we're going to show you the next thing where what will happen if he does not get out. Okay? Requiring XQC, here we go, to complete a battering intervention and prevention program or counseling as provided. Okay? The Texas Family Code. This is to embarrass him. Okay? This is a request, guys. This is all requested. This is all requested. This is what she's asking the court to grant her. This does not necessarily mean he has to do it quite yet. But some of these things are going to get granted, and I'll explain to you which ones. Now, do you think anyone cares about his well-being? Do you think she's asking this because she cares about his well-being? Or are you asking this just to throw it in there? Or is it a copy and paste? Chances are it's to embarrass his ass. It's to say, hey, I never touched her. So, but why were you in battering intervention and prevention program? Yeah. Y'all think this shit's a game, huh? It's a game? Is it a joke? Is anyone laughing now? You think XQC's like, ha ha, he? No, he's not. He's pissed off. Okay? Now, awarding Adept exclusive use and possession of the following property: the Texas home. Welcome to family court, guys. This is family court. This is what it looks like. You guys cringe. You guys say, oh, it's red pill. It's this, it's that. He's getting a full-blown introduction into family court. And there is nothing that can stop it. There's no one that can save him. Okay? Prohibit XQC from posting any photos, videos, or other content that depicts her or her residences to any form of social media. No more house tours with Adept at the end of the video. All right? These are all requests. Now, this shit is going to get granted. It's going to get granted. Every social media request she's made has gotten granted. Every last one of them. There's not one that has been rejected by the judge. Rules. Here's the rules for the temporary ex parte order. All right. Before filing this application, respondent XQC has engaged in conduct that constitutes family violence. See the attached affidavit. Remember the affidavit? It's a sworn statement. Sworn statement. There is an immediate need for a protective order request in this application. We're going to get to the family violence. Don't worry. Based on the conduct of the respondent has alleged, applicant Adept reasonably fears that there is a clear and present danger of family violence. Emphasis on family violence. We're going to talk about family violence, which will cause applicant Adept immediate and irreparable injury, which is like death, loss, and damage, for which she has no adequate remedy at law. She cannot protect herself. Okay. Applicant therefore requests the court issue this temporary ex parte order, all right, for the protection of her. And this just goes over everything right here. Look, it's just the same thing. It just mirrors, it just repeats. It repeats everything that she requested. All right. All it's doing, repeating the same thing that's up top. Trust me, I wouldn't skip it if it was important. I hate this part. She wants the exclusive use of the house. Do you think she's really going to live there? Now, this was in the top part, but this dawned on me as I was scrolling down through it. Do you think she's going to live there? Do you think she's going to live there?
Nope.
But guess what? She going to be damn sure he ain't living there. Damn sure. Hey, are you going to live there? No. So why do you care? I just don't want him living there. This shit happens in family court all the time. All the time. And people are saying she can afford power, but the way the law works is she doesn't have to. Does not have to. It's yet to be proven that it's his house. Even though they say it's his house. We're going to get to when they say it. Now, best interest. The protective order request is in the best interest of the family, household, or member of the family household. Confidential information. This makes him look like a stalker. Applicant requests the court to enter an order requiring applicant to disclose her mailing address to the court, to designate a person to receive on her behalf of the applicant any notice or documents filed in the court related to the application, and to disclose the designated person's mailing address to the court. Applicant further requests the court order the clerk court to strike her mailing address from public records of the court. If applicable, maintain a confidential record of applicant's mailing address for use only by the court. Okay, so now they trying to hide her like she Bin Laden or something, where like it's not that deep, but you have to make it seem like this person is such a threat to you. They're stalking, they're doing this, they're doing that, just to set up the case. Hey, if I can get the judge to believe that I'm being stalked by this guy who said he's not married, then great. Do you think the judge is following his stories? Do you think the judge knows that he said he was moving to Texas and the next thing you know, she's in Texas?
Nope.
No. Judge only knows what's being submitted in court. That's it. So all that other stuff that y'all think like, well, they should know this. The judge is not a juicer. They're not watching his streams. They're just reading these court documents, guys. Whatever's in them is what's in them. If shit's not in there, it's not in there. He's not, I don't know if his lawyer's going to say, hey, she baited my client and told him to come over there and then did some shit. Who knows? We have zero idea what's happening. Goddamn, I see 1,000 people on Twitch right now. Let me run some ads. All right, I'm not running ads. I have no idea. But if they pop up, game over for y'all. The court should assess against XQC a reasonable attorney fee as compensation for Ian Pittman, and judgment should be rendered in favor of the attorney against Felix. All right. Applicant requests the respondent be ordered to pay a reasonable attorney's fees plus the $16 protective order fee, the cost of service of the protective order, the cost of court, all of the other fees, charges, and expenses incurred in connection with the protective order before the 16th day after the date the order is rendered. Now, I got to talk to a Texas lawyer because I want to know, can she backdoor him for legal fees from the divorce? I really don't know, to be honest, so I'm not going to speak on it. And that's right. Jam up his whole life for $16. A millionaire, about to be crippled. And where he can move, where he cannot move, what he can say, what he cannot say, risking jail time, and all it cost was $16. See? This is America for you. This is that good old family court system. Now they're praying for everything. Applicant prays. This is all just chicken bok. The court immediately issued the protective order. The hearing to be held no later than the 14th day after the date of this application. So they were trying to get a hearing in a week. And the judge was like, nope, no, it's not going to happen. And general relief. And there's the signature, right? Now you're like, what about the evidence? Henry, do you have the evidence? All right. You like, goddamn, here we come. We're coming down to it. Exhibit A. And you like, Henry, you got Exhibit A? Do you fucking got it? Do you got the juice? And the answer is they blocked my ass. They hit me with the LeBron James. Filed under seal. We will be presenting to court in camera. So Henry F off. That was their message to me because they know I'm on to their shit. So we're about to go up to the top and see what the hell he did, see what family violence is. But what about Exhibit B? You're like, maybe there's some hope for Exhibit B. Maybe there's hope. Hope for Exhibit B.
Nope.
No, Henry, we are on to you. Filed under seal. We will be presenting to court in camera. Now let's go up to see what the hell XQC is accused of doing. All right, so this is the top of the document. This is just the application for a protective order. It costs you about $16. This is a completely new case. And we already went through, we started at step 7. Now we're going to start at the beginning. We did some Pulp Fiction stuff. We kind of started at the end. Court will be on camera, more than likely. They'll probably record it, but I can't get in there. Anyway, so she filed it against him. Remember, I always block out all personal information all the time. We don't dox. Here we go. The grounds for this order of protection are right here, guys. This is what he's being accused of. All right. Respondent has engaged in conduct that constitutes family violence. They always will say family violence. And we're going to get into family violence after we continue. XQC committed acts that were intended by him to result in physical harm. So now she's alleging that whatever he did was intended to physically harm, bodily injury, assault, and this is this stupid or, because they don't want to say what he exactly did. He either did this, he did or that, or SA, or were threats that reasonably placed adept in fear of imminent physical harm, okay? Or bodily injury, or assault, or SA. Respondent acts therefore constitute family violence. So you see how it could be so broad and say he did one of these 7 things. Well, which one is it? We'll tell you in court. We'll tell you in court. This shit is wild. Wild as hell. Okay? Respondent's XQC's conduct was reasonably likely to harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, torment, or, my favorite, embarrass applicant. Embarrass. This is where we at. Good cause exists for prohibiting XQC from communicating with adept except through attorney or someone appointed by the court. Now look, this is where it gets good, guys. This is where it gets good. The residence in which the applicant resides in is owned by XQC. It's owned by XQC. Allegedly, she's staying in his house and he owns it. And XQC has an obligation to support adept as spouses, even though they have yet to be proven to be spouses. It's in question. But her lawyer has to always say spouses. He would never say girlfriend. He would never say former partner. He would never say anything other than spouse. Okay? All right, here we go. Application filed after expiration of the rendered protector order. Respondent has, XQC, has harmed or threatened to harm adept in a manner described in the affidavit of applications attached as Exhibit A. And shout out to my guy.
You are not a victim here. You have never been a victim here.